Hi, Fitness Gem here. Welcome back to another video. Let's get started. Today is leg day, so we're going to be starting out with very light squats with a heel raise on them. So my knee still feels pretty warm when I'm doing heavier squats with my heels raised. So this is good weight to start out with. It doesn't make my knee feel warm at all. So we just did a couple of these, and we were only focusing on the form of this lift. We weren't breaking form at all, which is exactly what we want. We don't want to get injured. Next is three-way lunges, which is a lunge forward and then a sideways squat and then a back leg lunge. I was doing those, and I haven't done leg day in a while. I haven't done a really hard leg day in a while, so this was really pumping my glutes, and it pumped them a little bit too much, and I kind of got really sore on my left glute. It was basically to the point where I couldn't perform these exercises anymore. So it was definitely a bad sore. So basically what I did wrong here is I started out with too heavy weight and caused my glute to become extremely sore to the point where I felt like I really just needed to stretch it and take a little break. So after this, that's what I ended up doing. And then as you notice with this lift, I really do like these exercises though, because look at how I'm holding the dumbbells. I'm holding them at a curl. So that's 20 pounds right there I'm doing it with. So I'm also holding a bicep curl while I'm doing them. So not only am I feeling it in my glutes, but I'm also feeling it in my biceps. I felt the sore pain after my sets. So I just decided to take it really easy on my legs for the rest of the day. So I just did these one-legged deadlifts, just body weight. If you ever take a break from having a really hard leg day and then you just try to jump right back to it, just make sure you're careful, make sure you're doing your dynamic stretches, and make sure that you're doing a recovery stretch afterwards, because I haven't done it in a while, so this is why it caused that problem. And then next we do hip thrust against the wall with a band. Even with these lightweight exercises, I'm still feeling a burn doing these exercises. So these are all really good to do if you feel like you've actually injured a muscle. But if you have any joint pains doing these, I recommend you just stop your workout completely and just only focus on stretching. And then next I did some back extensions, but I was only putting focus into my glutes instead of my lower back, because today is leg day, so I was only focusing on my legs in this workout. But if you continue to bring your back even further backwards, then it'll start targeting your lower back, which is also really good. And then on days like this, it never hurts to practice a new lift. So I want to start doing some good mornings, so that's what I practice doing. So I'm really focusing on the form in this lift. Nice and light to begin strengthening my posterior chain so I can do a lot better on my deadlifting and other exercises that involve the posterior chain. If I went any lower than this, I would have broke form and it could possibly cause an injury. So I'm only just doing what I can, and I'm only doing what my body is allowing me to do. And on top of that, I'm also stretching, and I'm working on mobility work to help with my form so I can start going deeper on good mornings and deadlifts and other exercises that involve being on your feet. If you're only doing half a rep, you're only going to be getting half of the amount of muscle growth, but you don't want to sacrifice that for an injury, or else you're going to be throwing yourself a lot farther back. So it's always best to work on mobilizing your body first before you start getting serious with your lifting. And then once my brain told me to stop, I stopped. I only worked out for like 20 minutes that day, but I finished it off with some elephant walks and then just a lot of other stretching that I'll be going over as well. After that, I did these stretches where you just hug your leg and you really just squeeze and you really stretch out that glute and that lower back. I did those, and they were amazing. Definitely feeling the stretch in this. We're also going to be doing this for 5 minutes. And then just make sure you loosen up your body every once in a while, and then you just get right back to it. Next day is chest day, so we're going to start out with dumbbell bench pressing. Nice simple way to start. Always a good way to start. And then right after those, we went straight over to doing push-ups. You can use them without the handles if you want, but if you have wrist pain like I do, then you're probably gonna want some handles to prevent your wrist from hurting. So here I'm just burning out on my push-ups. You can see that my form is starting to break, but once my form is just about to break, that's usually when I fail, which is I think right about now. After that, we did some incline bench pressing. Just same exact weight, same amount of reps, as much as you can for reps. And then, And then we're going to go over to triceps, which are these dumbbell kickbacks. When you're doing these, make sure the bicep portion of your arm is still at all times. Make sure the only part that is moving on your arm is your forearm. And then after that, we went straight over to doing diamond push-ups. I was only able to do them on the handles, though, due to my wrist pain. And on top of that, I was only able to do on my knees, which is totally fine. If you need to do them on your knees, go ahead. You're only trying to impress yourself, so make sure that you push your limits and just do as much as you can. Don't try to overdo anything. But yep, these are diamond push-ups. You're just gonna burn out on these and just go until you can't get up anymore, like that. And then after that, I did some 6-way lateral raises with the dumbbells. These are absolutely amazing. I love doing these for my shoulders. It hits almost every single part of your front shoulder. And I even did a little bit extra once I burned out. So when you're doing this lift, once you burn out, you'll still have more in the tank, because once you hit that front raise that goes to the ceiling, that's the hardest part. But bringing it up to your side isn't too difficult. So what you can do is you have a lot more in the tank. So here I take a quick second break, and then I go right into doing these, which is just an absolute burnout, and you're gonna love them, and you're just gonna go until failure. And you can even push beyond failure on these because they won't cause any injury. And then after that, I did some rear delt flies, where I got the cables on opposite hands, and I'm just pushing it back, and I'm just squeezing my rear delts. And that's the only muscle I'm focusing on. This one is just my rear delts. I'm really squeezing that muscle, and I am just really putting it to work. I'm just really cranking that rear delt because we really want to grow that. And then back day, I started out with some rows with the high cable. After that, I did some high cable pull downs. It's a good day for lats. Make sure that you're really squeezing those lats, and make sure that you're going up to full extension. And then next we did Landmine Rows with that little handle. But I don't want to cause another back injury, so I went super light on these. And I was still able to burn out, so that's what we want. We just want to burn out, and we want to get those muscles working really good. After that, we did some cheater curls. Notice how when I'm bringing the weight down on the negative, I also bring my chest with it, so I can help kind of oomph it up. But I'm not leaning backwards. I'm just going from a little slouch to standing up straight. And after that, I did some chin-ups. That's really to just burn the biceps after doing those cheater curls. I just went to failure on this one. This is all just body weight. I wasn't even going down all the way, but I was really getting it. Arm day, we just started out with a quick warm-up. We're doing curls just with like 5-pound plates, just to warm up, and just kind of get a little burn going, get a tiny little pump going before we get really heavy and start going really intense. I just did these for a little bit just to warm everything up, get my body warm and get the blood flowing. Then I jumped to some easy bar curls at a slight incline. These almost feel like preacher curls. These are really good for these are good for the forearms as well. I really like doing these. Then after that, we did low cable rope curls with like a sidearm rotation kind of thing going on here. I absolutely love doing these. These are really good for the main head of your bicep, and this will really get that peak looking fantastic for your pump. Then to finish everything off, we did dumbbell curls with a resistance band on each side to really focus on that negative and to get that stretch when you're going all the way down. I like these a lot more than traditional dumbbell curls, I always choose these. And then after that, we moved over to triceps. So we're doing some easy bar upright skull crushers. It's just I'm standing straight up. It's a little different than laying down and doing them. It hits different micro muscles. So here I'm just doing the seated version of it to hit that long head. After that, I did some high cable tricep push downs, just like these. This was 90 pounds, and we're absolutely burning out on that short head. We're really getting the pump. We're really getting that burn as well, and we don't stop. And then to end off this week's workout, we got a chest day. So we start with the standard bench press. After that, we move over to Peck Flies or dumbbell flies when you're just laying on the bench. These are amazing on that mid to upper chest, which is why I'm hitting these. I always hit these. I never fold when it comes to doing these. I always make sure I'm doing them. It may not be the heaviest weight, but I'm definitely getting sore from doing these. And I'm also keeping on my progressive overload, and I just love doing these. I think these are very, very effective on a chest like mine. After that, I did some one-arm high cable flies. When I did these, I really just tried to push to my left side, my opposite side, and that really helped out with my chest, and it helped with my front delt as well. And I was getting an amazing stretch on this. I recommend this one if you want to really get that front delt going and the mid to upper chest going as well. I really like this exercise as well. And after that, we did some laying down tricep extension pull downs. These also hit different micro muscles, so that's why I'm switching to this one instead of the standing one, because it just hits different micro muscles. I really like doing these. It was pretty uncomfortable since the cable was hitting me in the face, but these were really good. These were a really good burner. I actually had to lighten up on the weight because it was getting pretty heavy, so I really like these. And then to finish off our week of workouts, I did these one-arm tricep kickbacks with the cable. This was a magnificent tricep burner, and I really like doing these, and I'll definitely be doing these again. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you stay tuned for next week when I post another video. All right, see you.